Hello again, and in this video we will be briefly discussing the common types of CTI. Well, usually what we can learn about threat actors is how they usually operate. The most technical pieces of evidence which might be tied to them is the so-called indicator of compromise, IOC, which is usually a URL, a malware hash, or a piece of malware, or an email address, or the contents of an email which contains malicious payload, obviously. But based on CTI, we can learn a lot more than technical the technical aspects of the threat actors' behavior. Let's say we can analyze in which critical infrastructures they operate, or in which geographic region they operate, and what operating systems they target, what kinds of devices are on their target lists, whether it is an Android-based mobile phone, or whether it is some kind of Internet of Things device, connected device with limited computing capabilities. And what is also interesting is that we can learn a lot from publicly available data sources about the activities of advanced persistent threats, so organized groups with a highly skilled and highly funded groups who are actually targeting certain kinds of targets. And also it is important to differentiate the CTI based on the actual audience. So when we want to communicate with senior management, then we will be describing in general terms that we are in Asia and we are in the water management sector, and it is highly unlikely that the, let's say, country X will target our sites. When we specialize that information for consultants or architects or security operations center management, then we can discuss tactical CTI, which focuses on the TTPs of adversaries and the approaches which they might utilize to breach the systems. And we can further focus and further zoom in on the technical details of the cyber threat intelligence, and we can communicate with analysts and engineers. We can communicate operational and technical CTI, which contains the aforementioned IOCs, or command and control domains, malware hashes, and similar technical artifacts. In the following one or two slides, we have a couple of examples of strategic and tactical CTIs and their sources. So strategic can be formulated based on regulations, policies, news media, social media discussions, and relevant publications in the domain, or based on the comments received from experts whom we hire. Tactical CTI is more focused. It includes the mid-level detailed description of the actual approaches taken by certain groups or certain threat actors. And operational and technical CTI contains the most technical information, and therefore their audience is the security analyst or an engineer who will configure some kind of appliance or some kind of software to actually implement security control and thereby lower the chances of a certain kind of attack. It is important to note that threat intelligence and intelligence is essentially not a new concept. So we can define the here listed intelligence sources, and they are available in traditional related literature. So open source is based on freely available information. Human intelligence is acquired by humans via overt or sensitive or clandestine activities. Signals intelligence is based on intercepting communication messages. Measurements and signatures intelligence is derived from technical sensors when we deploy technical sensors and thereby collect information from the physical environment, let's say. Sorry about the noise. And imager intelligence is based on the analysis of images or multimedia, photography or video, satellite images, and similar. And all of these are defined even outside our specific cyber threat intelligence domain. OSINT, open source intelligence, in the cyber threat intelligence domain can be obtained from various sources, and we can obtain various types of information. Let's say we can obtain up-to-date information about the currently used phishing emails or different kinds of malware which are circulating on the internet. This open source information intelligence can be obtained from the FBI or CISA, which are government organizations, or also non-profits or for-profit organizations as well, like but non-government organizations like SANS or VirusTotal. In our case, we were using LM1's OTX, Open Threat Exchange, which is an interesting platform because it is crowdsourced. So anybody can submit a description, a threat description, and it contains a large database of such descriptions, which can be used for research purposes, but also tied into the feeds consumed by SOC. With this, we conclude our discussion of CTI types. We discussed the levels of threat intelligence depending on the audience, and we also discussed some of the traditional disciplines within threat intelligence, ranging from OSINT to signals intelligence. And we also mentioned some of the interesting sources and freely available sources. Thank you, and see you in the next video.